Welcome back, guys, to week 12 of the Game Time Sports Podcast. As always, I'm Caden, and that's Jace, your host every single week. And you can also follow Game Time Sports Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Same thing for all three of those. And you can also follow us on Twitter and TikTok, and I think Instagram, whatever. Follow us somewhere. Do what you got to do. And yeah, let's get right into it. Jace, got anything before we get started?
No, but we're recording this right after Nikola Jokic just won the MVP, so we're going to discuss that very interesting topic there.
We will. Let's get started right into Roundup. All right, welcome to Roundup. So we have one topic basically to talk about, but one little smaller, deeper topic. So first of all, NBA playoffs first round has completely come to an end. Jace, want to recap that for us?
All right. Well, in the first series, the Timberwolves swept the Suns. Then the Pelicans got swept by the Thunder. Two very dominant series. I think the Thunder did play better than the Timberwolves did, but the Timberwolves were playing a much better team. The Suns just didn't look good all series long, and I think that they need to blow it up this offseason because they have no draft picks, no money, and a lot of old but yet very good players. And then the Thunder, they just smoked the Pelicans. The Cavs and Magic series, that was really underrated. Those are some really good games, but no one really is really talking about it from what I noticed. But very good series there. Celtics smoked the Heat. Heat got one lucky game, but other than that, it was Celtics all the way. None of those games were really even close for either side, even the one that the Heat won. And then the other series in the West were the Clippers and the Mavs. And that was a really good series, even though it only went 6 games. That was very competitive in every matchup. And the Mavs were just able to sneak by. And Luka and Kyrie both played really well. And then in the final Western Conference series, you had the Nuggets and the Lakers. The Lakers put up a great show, but man, the Nuggets just didn't look that great, and they still won, which just shows that they were destined to win that series. The Lakers didn't stand much of a chance. And then for the final couple series in the East, Pacers beat the Bucks. The Bucks weren't healthy, so you can't really blame them that much. And then the Knicks Sixers series. Now that was my favorite series. That series was incredible. The last 3 games of it were all just phenomenal games of basketball. And I'm excited to see the Knicks and the Pacers series continue on. They got a game tonight, actually. So after we're recording this, they may be up 2-0 over the Pacers. We'll see.
Yeah, so it was a very, very entertaining first round, and we have plenty of very entertaining games coming up here soon. But so right now in the second round, we have the Nuggets and Timberwolves right now, and the Timberwolves are up 2 games to 0. And like what I've been saying since that Lakers series is if the Nuggets play a team that can hold a lead and plays good basketball in the fourth quarter, they will get rolled. And that's what's happened in the first 2 games. So do you think that the Nuggets are done, or do you think they have a shot to come back from down 2-0?
They'll win 2 games. I bet. I don't think they'll get swept or lose in 5, but they're not going to win the series. They're not. It's over. I think they would lose to every team in the West right now. The Thunder would smoke them. The Mavs would smoke them. And the Timberwolves are going to beat them in 6. So yeah, it sucks for the Nuggets because the Nuggets really should be their second ring this year, but it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but yeah, they'll bring us to the end of the Roundup segment, and let's move on to what's cooking hot take of the week. All right, welcome to What's Cooking Hot Take of the Week. We have one topic right now, but it's a big one. Shohei Ohtani, is he the best baseball player we have ever seen? Shohei is leading baseball in almost every category. He's leading the Dodgers. They won 7 in a row. They're on fire, and a lot of that has to do with Shohei Ohtani. I mean, this guy is on fire. And this year he's not even pitching, so that part isn't even in it, and he still might win MVP. So, Jace, is Shohei the best player we've ever seen?
Yes. And I'm not afraid to say it. I mean, we didn't back in the 90s, they didn't wait to call Michael Jordan to go. Obviously, you and me weren't around back then, but from everyone I've heard, they didn't wait any time. They didn't take any time. Why are we going to take any time to call Shohei Ohtani the greatest of all time? There's no better baseball player ever. He's the best pitcher in the league, arguably, the best batter, arguably, and it's probably undisputed. This guy is like Patrick Mahomes on both sides. And like, if you want to put it in football terms, he's a maniac. He's gonna win another MVP. The dude's incredible. He's nuts. There isn't much more to say other than the fact that he could go down as the one of the greatest American athletes of all time, and possibly even the greatest if he wins a few rings.
Yeah,
Or, well,
he
actually, excuse me, real quick. Japanese athlete. He is not American. My apologies.
well, I mean, but like in American sports, because
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
doing all
That's
this
kind of
American
what I
stuff.
was going for.
But yeah, I agree. I think it's the same with Patrick Mahomes. Like Patrick Mahomes is the most talented player we've ever seen in the history of the league, right? But he's not the greatest, obviously, because Brady is there. But that's besides the point. Shohei is the most talented player we have ever seen. We have never seen a player be able to throw a ball 100 miles an hour and then hit a ball 120 miles an hour, 450 feet 4 times and strike out 180 batters with stuff that nobody could hit. Like he's just so unbelievably talented and dominant. And we've seen that recently. He had I wouldn't say a slow start to the year, but it wasn't like Shohei. And then all of a sudden he broke out and oh my goodness, he is incredible. He leads the league with 11 homers. He's got like 28 RBIs. He leads the league in average. He's batting 365. And he hasn't even pitched yet for the Dodgers. We'll see what happens when he gets there next year. But yeah, I think Shohei is the best. And as long as he plays for the Dodgers, he's gonna get a few rings, hopefully, if they get things figured out.
Yeah, I definitely agree there.
All right, moving on to Deep Under the Glass. All right, welcome back, everybody, to Deep Under the Glass. So, first topic we got is the Minnesota Twins, Major League Baseball, they won 11 in a row, lost a game, won again, lost a game, but whatever. They're really hot right now. They won 11 in a row. First time they've won 11 in a row since 2006. And so, Chase, do you think that the Twins could stay hot?
No, no. They've had a fairly easy schedule in these games. Teams do this all the time. And I don't think they're talented enough. It'd be one thing if it's like the Dodgers when they've won like 14 out of their last 16. I believe they'll maintain how hot they are. Maybe it won't be as good of a stretch as it has been, but they're still going to be amazing. But the Twins, I just don't see it because they aren't talented enough to maintain that level of success for a long enough time. And you have to have the talent to do that. So no, I don't think they will.
I don't necessarily think they'll stay as hot as they are, but I still think they're going to be a good team. And I think that they're going to be in that 2 to 3 range in that AL Central. Because, I mean, that AL Central is wide open. I mean, I'm sure, I mean, Cleveland's probably going to win that division, but the second and third, that's going to be them or the Royals. Or Tigers have started to slow down, but we'll see what happens if they start to pick things up. But I think it's like the Twins have a dominant starting pitcher. They have a dominant closer. They got star players on offense if they can stay healthy, which has not happened recently. But yeah, I think that the Twins could definitely. I think they could maybe get second place in that division, maybe the final wild card spot. It just depends because I mean the Royals are also kind of like there with them, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, we will. I'm excited for it though. We'll see what happens with them.
All right. So last thing we got actually was Michael Penix good pick. So the Atlanta Falcons take Michael Penix eighth overall just after signing Kirk Cousins to a 4-year deal. Was this a smart move?
No. I usually when people complain about a team taking a quarterback when they already have one, it's stupid and people are wrong about it. But this is one of those times where he's not going to come in and start after his first or second or even after his third year. It's going to take him over 4 years, is what the Falcons are planning. Jordan Love, why it wasn't a problem to where they drafted him is he's still only like what 25, 26 years old. Penix will be 30 when he's in his like first year starting. And I know the general manager said that's a great problem to have. No, it's not. Having a 30-year-old first year starting quarterback is a terrible problem, no matter how good he is, because you're not going to have him for a long time. His second contract will be his only contract in the league. And him getting drafted there basically screwed his NFL career. So yes, it's not a problem about Michael Penix. I think Penix could be a really good player. I just think it's a bad decision for the Falcons when you could have pushed yourself into a Super Bowl contending tier in a bad division. It's just a bad look for the Falcons, and I don't think they're going to win the division because of this draft pick. It was a terrible move.
Like I think that with that pick they could have gotten like DJ Turner or some other type of edge rusher or somebody on defense because they have their quarterback for right now and they could have gotten their franchise quarterback here in the next few years where they only have to wait maybe one season or two seasons before they get out there. But Michael Penix, he already has injury problems he's had in the past, but now him sitting for 4 years, maybe 4 years, that's just hypothetically if Kirk Cousins plays his entire contract. He sits for 4 years, comes back and makes his rookie debut when he's 30, and he already has injury problems. So now he's been sitting for all these years without playing football. It's not good. It's not good for either sides. I mean, it's not Michael Penix is a really good talent, and it's gonna be wasted now because now he's gonna because like we've seen with Deshaun Watson, sitting for taking off 1 year, football completely screwed him up. Now this young phenom, this young talent is sitting for 4 years without being able to start is really gonna hurt him. And the Falcons had an eighth overall pick, and I don't know if they're gonna have a pick that low for a while. So they kind of messed that up. But
Yeah, they did.
all right, moving on to knock knock. Who's there? What's hot? I got it this time. Um, all right. Welcome back to Knock Knock. Who's there? What's hot? So we have one thing really to talk about. I mean, actually, we have one big thing to talk about, and then we'll break it down. So awards in the NBA have been released, pretty much all of them so far, I think. And one big one, Nikola Jokic wins his third MVP. And I just want to ask you, Jace, what does this mean for him and his career, and where do we place him, on the all-time list if he's even there yet?
Call me crazy, but he's already a top 10, top 20 player of all time in my book. And I think he could easily end as a top 10. I mean, if he wins a couple more rings and maybe another MVP or two, it's not crazy to say that. I mean, this guy is literally the best, like most talented center we've ever seen. He is incredible. And while I don't think he exactly deserved this award more than Shea or Luca, I think it's still justified that he won it. And kudos to him. He's incredible. But yeah, this just improves his legacy so much. And even if he doesn't win champ this year, it's still fine. I mean, the last 4 years, MVP, MVP, NBA champion, finals MVP, MVP. I mean, it's like he either wins the champ or finals MVP. That's a very, very good season that you're destined to have if you're Nikola Jokic. The dude's election already at this. Yeah. What is he, only 30 or 29? So yeah, he's still got a lot of time left too.
Yeah, he's having a very, very great start to his career and stuff. And so even like you said, like there's a few other guys that maybe could have won the MVP, but there's nothing wrong with Jokic winning it. Like he had a great year, he deserves it. And it's just incredible, that he's able to win 3 times in 4 years. That's incredible. That doesn't happen really in any sport. Last time we saw somebody winning MVPs like that was probably, I mean, Aaron Rodgers a few years ago, or what was it, Peyton Manning or
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky, or like it doesn't happen often where you see people winning MVPs like that. And he's just such a dominant player. Like without him, the Nuggets, I'm sure they'd still be like good, but like they wouldn't be where they are now. Like that guy completely is the biggest reason on why they are where they're at. Because when your center can shoot 3 pointers and make them like a lot, no, not really a lot, but like when he needs to, he can, and he'll make it. Like when he needs to shoot a three, he can, which is incredible. He does everything. He runs that whole offense. It's incredible. I mean, he deserves it, and I'm happy for him. And maybe his team will win another chip this year. If not, he'll come back and probably win it next year. Who knows with that team? Remember. All right. So You have anything else? You have anything else you want to talk about from the?
No.
Okay. All right. So that'll bring us to the end of this segment. Moving on to our final segment, around the corner. So, welcome to our final segment, around the corner. So, really, two things coming up. One, NFL schedule release. There's not really much to talk about there. I mean, just the schedule's being released.
Excited to see
Um,
the Chiefs are playing week one, though, by the way.
that is interesting. We'll talk about that, actually, that in a second. And second round NBA playoff. So let's just start with that. So, just do you have one bold prediction for the second round?
Um, my bold prediction is Cavs don't come within like 15 points in any game. Celtics are gonna roll through them. Season four. That's that. I mean, it's not even that bold of a prediction. I think this second round is going to be really exciting, and I think the series are all other than that going to go to 6 games.
So I actually think that the Timberwolves are going to sweep the Nuggets. I think they're going to roll them in all 4 games. I think Anthony Edwards is going to go off. I think their defense is so strong that they're going to be able to limit Nikola Jokic like they have. And I mean, Nikola Jokic had 16 points in the second game. That's not Nikola Jokic like. I mean, he usually has 40 or a lot more than that or whatever. He has a lot of points usually, and that was not what happened. And the Timberwolves are the best defense in the playoffs. And I mean, they have Anthony Edwards, who is playing lights out right now. And they're on fire. So I think that's a bold prediction. I think that they're just gonna beat them.
Yeah, I got the Timberwolves in the 6, but that isn't a bad prediction at all. And for the NFL scheduling, I think the Chiefs will play the Texans in week one. There's not really any other matchups that are very good to me. You could say the Bengals, but like, come on. It's week one Bengals. You got to make that matchup later in the season, but we'll see. I think it should be Texans Chiefs, but I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I think it'll be I think it could be Texans Chiefs too, but I think it also could be Baltimore Chiefs. I mean, it could be the whole storyline could be Lamar is making his Lamar's revenge game, the AFC Championship game, da 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 da. And really, I think that either of those teams, I feel like the Chiefs probably are going to lose that game, but you know, we'll see when we get there. But yeah, so that is going to be the end of the podcast, but we do have to make one announcement real quick. So next week, week 13 is going to be the final episode, unfortunately, for season 1 of the Game Time Sports podcast. Unfortunately, we don't have the time or the availability to continue this throughout the summer because we're about to get off school the following week. But season 2 will be starting up in the mid-September next year, and we're gonna get that fired up. Season 2 is gonna be better than ever, and we got it coming for you guys. And we just thank you guys for all the support and everything. And that's all I got. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you guys in the final episode next week.